I'm Jim Koontz, President and Founder of Aero Lift Incorporated. Today I have the privilege of talking with Trey Thompson, the President of Star Industries, an industry-leading manufacturer of skid steer, forklift, and crane attachments. Trey, thanks for joining me to chat about your business and how Star and Aero Lift can work together. Tell us a little bit more about Star Industries, Trey.
Yeah, I'd be happy to, Jim. It's a pleasure to be able to join you. I always enjoy our conversations in the past, and this one's even better the way we're doing this. So, Star's been in business for a little over 40 years now, and we design and manufacture attachments for all the product lines you mentioned. In addition, some product lines for storage solutions for yards as well, and many product lines too. So, family-owned business, been here for, like I said, 40 years. We've got just under 50 employees right now, and I think the big thing that separates us is that we get to design quite a bit and manufacture almost exclusively in-house. So, yeah.
That's terrific. I know you're in the great state of Texas, and of course there seems to be a football team there, but how did you come up with the name Star?
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, the original owner of the business that dates back to the early 80s was originally in the business of a dealership for selling SkyTraks, telehandlers. Really? And he spun off because the idea was he was having a hard time pushing SkyTraks or pushing telehandlers, and people didn't know how to use them. And so the business started by saying, okay, well, if we're gonna be a dealer and we're gonna sell these things, we got to tell people how to be able to use a SkyTrak. And so they developed attachments along the side of it. So they went to the metal building guys originally and said, right, hey, we're going to come up with 3 attachments. And so it was a version of the jib boom and the safety platform and something else. But the idea was, here's how you use it. And so they started going to different industries, but the metal building erection guys were the first ones. And so the name Star was originally attached to the dealerships, and then it moved over just to the attachment component of that. And they eventually separated off into 2 different businesses because of it.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I'm a little long in tooth at this point, but I do remember the metal building industry was one of the first users of telehandlers, and I broke into the business in 1976. So I realized that you had to convince someone to use a telehandler, let alone an attachment.
Yeah.
I go back that far, and of course, telehandlers are now ubiquitous on job sites, and that's what led me into the business. I saw that early on, that these are a heck of a tool. So, if you're building attachments, what is unique about your company? Other than the fact that you do a lot of it in-house, which is
I think that is a very, especially in today's supply chain, as we sit here at the end of 2021, we're able to control our manufacturing process and control the quality. It's significantly different than the majority of the people that are in this industry. A lot of the product is brought in from overseas, and it's evident, I would say, both in lead times and also in the quality of the product. How the company was built originally started just from the idea of trying to solve problems for clients. And that's such a simple statement to say, Jim, but it really is a honest, transparent version of, hey, what attachments do the guys need out there? And we've had so many clients over the years that have just helped us understand what that would be. And they're calling in saying, we need to be able to solve this. And us having the attentive ear to be able to listen and say, yeah, we can figure that out and we can help with that. And I would tell you, kind of thinking back to some of the original owners and original employees of Star, that's exactly what they said. We had a can-do attitude. And that was something we really wanted to make sure that we have always continued forward, but very entrepreneurial in mindset. When you call here, another very simple thing, but yet unique to our business, when you call in, the first person that you get to speak with is a technical account manager. And this team is made up of people that are experienced in the industry. You don't get a receptionist, you don't get a phone tree, you speak directly to them, and any one of our team members has the ability to understand all of our products, answer all the needs. So you're immediately talking to the person that you need to, whether it might be something just, hey, I need a load chart, or I need to get a quote on something, or can I check on the order lead time, or does this item have this capability to do this? So consultative selling all the way through the account management experience. All of that can be done by the very first person that you get a hold of on the phone here. So we try to get people in and out, if you will, back to their job as quickly as possible, but solve their problem in as timely a manner as we can.
I can verify that and ratify that, because I've been the guy that's been ordering for my company for years, although I may be stepping aside a little bit, but I can tell you I'm always favorably impressed with whoever picks up the phone. Professional, polite, get the order right. It is remarkable. I can tell you that from a user end, from a client end, that is indeed a true statement. And that is. But that being said, what can a company like Aero Lift do to help you? If I'm taking cues from you and asking questions, what can your dealers do better, or what can we do specifically better, except order a lot more product?
We've always prided ourselves in the ability to work directly with dealers, and we're not going to work with end users. We're always going to promote our dealers. And stocking dealers have been such a big thing for us, especially as lead times have increased because of just the demand of the industry. So we'll have end users calling us every day, and we always want to make sure that we are able to route them to somebody, if we can, in their region. If they're looking for specific products, be able to route them to somebody that we know that has available inventory, and Aero has been a strategic partner in that for us. And we've been able to recommend you guys, obviously, as somebody that if they need a platform today, we know who to call, and we know for them to be able to call you guys or any one of our other more popular telehandler attachments. So those are big deals. We want to partner with dealers to be able to forecast out what their demand is, and be able to understand how can we, adequately look down, Q1, Q2, whatever it might be, forecast out to really kind of understand what demand is looking like as we continue to build up our supply chain. And I think that was one of the bigger challenges that we've gone through over the last couple of years, is anticipating what that supply chain needs to be based upon the demand of the industry.
That has got to have been a challenge that that you didn't see coming, but I think you've met it particularly well. We've enjoyed solid stream of deliveries, timely deliveries. You tend to hit your delivery points all the time, frequently, and we appreciate that from our end. What kind of changes have you made to your business strategy over the past couple of years?
Yeah, the supply chain thing is probably one of the biggest things. I was talking to somebody here recently that I've been doing manufacturing type stuff for 23 years in my career, and I would say these last 2 years have probably been the most challenging because of what supply chain has done, just the interruption supply chains, recruiting, personnel related issues. I think all of us have had some type of challenge with that. And then for us specifically is the commodity of raw material. It just is, nobody has seen this elevation in raw material that we've seen in 2020 and 2021. So those things, as we look to forecast out our supply chain specifically, we've really investigated potentially new partners and dove in deeper than we have in the past with our true partners in that supply chain, understanding their business to a different degree, helping them feel the commitment from Star that we're there and we're going to support them through this. And that way they understand there's a good spot for us to be. It's amazing how many people have put customers on allocations. And so we've had to be very strategic in those relationships to have those conversations, to let them know how we're going to partner with them. Those are long-term relationships, the trust that's been established for that. Raw material is something similar, just being able to forecast out our needs, demand, understanding how do we provide the best cost to our clients by us securing the raw materials at the right time because of just the inconsistency in what that supply chain piece of it does. And then finally, the recruiting component of it, I would say we've marketed ourselves in a completely different light. We have a very extensive recruiting process, but at the same time, we understand it's a two-way street, and we make sure that the potential employee understands who we are as much up front as possible. And we have a fundamental statement. It's actually, there's 30 fundamentals that make up our business. We call it the Star Way. And it's simple stuff as, in fact, this week we concentrate on this fundamental this week. It's called assume positive intent. And another one is be a fanatic about safety. Another one is be always about continuous improvement. So every week we concentrate on a different fundamental, but it does make up our culture statement. It's called the Star Way. We really want to explain any potential candidate, any potential employee, what kind of company they might be working for. And we set ourselves apart by doing those things. And I would tell you that our employee base appreciates just knowing who they're going to come work for, and that we stand for something. And that's probably the difference that we've made in our business. Finally, I would say, and I know I'm taking up a lot of time on this one, but I get excited about what we're trying to do continuous improvement wise. We've added capacity, both in terms of internal. We've added an additional 30% capacity on our first shift just by doing some simple 5S and lean manufacturing techniques that have really been a significant boost to our business. And we're at the beginning, the very beginning, like week one beginning of our second shift right now. So we've been able to keep our lead times, as you suggested earlier, we've been able to keep our lead times down this year because we've controlled our own manufacturing, but we've also been very aggressive in how we get our products to our clients. And we've been surprised. It's frustrating for us to see how long our lead times are, but in the industry, we know that they're significantly longer from other people. In addition to that, we're reinvesting in the business. We're adding a second shift on, and then going into next year, we've already got some robotic welding automation coming into the facility. So Star is not only trying to be aggressive with what we're doing, we're trying to add the best technology to build the best product we can for our clients too.
Exciting topic. You've not only met the challenge of the pandemic and the labor shortage, you've taken it head on. It sounds like you've improved processes throughout, probably in communications and technology. And that's other. Pivoting to the client, how do you generate customer referrals? How do you generate business?
Yeah, we do it a couple of different ways. So I would tell you the frontline account managers that we talked about a minute ago are by far the biggest component to that. And if you don't have really good, strong customer service, both on the phone and then how quick we are able to respond to that client, both in terms of getting a quote, figuring out order confirmations, entering the order, getting things going, getting a commitment going. If you don't have those things, man, you can't even get in the front door. And so we have a very strong account management group. We track our what we call on-time case completion, both with how quick we return a quote to a client, how quick we return an order, or we solve a problem for them, whether it be just checking on tracking for a shipment that's already gone out. We track all that stuff, and we understand that that's probably it's the front line to good service. And we know that clients want to come back once they're treated well. So that's something that we concentrate on at the beginning for our clients. We also have outbound activity. We do campaigns. So for instance, we take new products that we've developed out, and we have outbound campaigns where we have individuals that are associated to doing that, to calling our clients or new potential clients and being able to talk to them about maybe they're not aware of some of the things that are new to Star, or some of the other things that they have never bought from Star. Maybe they're a telehandler product company, but they haven't necessarily bought the skid steer items, or they haven't bought the storage solution items. So we are actively pursuing that. We do that outbound calling. We also do that with marketing campaigns, both to our dealers, and then we also have an end user market campaign too, that if we have attraction with that, then we introduce them to one of our dealers. So both in social media platform and then online marketing platform, email campaigns.
Yeah, and then we're doing something like this too. So I mean, we're trying all kinds of things, and we got a CTO that's working with us, and he's dreaming up things for us to do, and so this has been a real pleasure to. You truly are a Star representative, Trey. I can't thank you enough for this conversation today.
Good to speak with you, Jim. Thank you.